Good morning, YouTube, and welcome to the Pipe Report. So I know a lot of users have already discussed this. I first heard this from Texan, I heard it from Styx, I think Mike Cernovich did it. A lot of people are reporting on this. And the question becomes, is CNN suicidal? Are they really trying to delegitimize their own news organization? Are they trying to completely lose all credibility and to make themselves the laughingstock of the media? They might have broken the law here, and yet they did so out of revenge, out of vindictiveness, because somebody made a joke at their expense and the president retweeted it. So they have to get even now. God forbid somebody criticizes their work. It's kind of funny. The whole point, not just necessarily journalism, but the whole point in life is you do criticize. You get criticized in your work. You criticize others in his work. Not in a negative way, but constructive criticism. If you don't receive any criticism at all, then that is not good, especially when you're a journalist. You should receive criticism. When you do something wrong, when you spew fake news, you should be called fake news. But instead of doubling down, you should try to modify your approach. Try to change things so you can actually report the news in an unbiased way. Except we see all these videos coming out from Project Veritas where we know that CNN is only about the ratings, that they know the whole Trump-Russia collusion narrative is false. Yet they're playing it anyways because, according to one video where the producer said, 90% of people at CNN hate Trump. They completely hate Trump. The producer of it, Chris Como, said that. So this organization is completely vindictive. The whole point of their existence is to denigrate and attack Trump and apparently anyone who mocks them. But they blackmail a kid. They said that kid reports or makes any type of video similar to what he did with this whole CNN superimposed over Vince McMahon, that they will release his name. They will dox him. That is insane. That is yellow journalism at its finest. You are trying to proactively prevent anyone from criticizing you in a satirical manner. Yet you are okay with Donald Trump being assassinated in a Shakespearean play in New York. You are okay with Saturday Night Live mocking Donald Trump on a daily basis. But when it happens to you, when the attacks and aspersions are directed at you, you reach out with vindictiveness. You want retribution. You want pain. You want suffering for anyone who attacks you. So I have to ask again, is CNN suicidal? Are they proactively, on purpose, destroying their own media organization? Because it looks like it. It seriously looks like it. A story on CNN ran on Tuesday about a Reddit user who originated a meme tweeted by Donald Trump faced intense backlash over the way it withheld the man's identity but said he might be identified later. But did CNN commit blackmail? Things escalated quickly on Wednesday when many people on the left and the right parsed a qualifying sentence in the story and offered their interpretations. In one extreme interpretation, Senator Ted Cruz of Texas suggested CNN broke state law. Troubling. I assume CNN's lawyers are examining GA subsection 16.8-16, theft by extortion. If CNN constructively obtained the gift maker's IP, and goes on and on like that. So what Ted Cruz is insinuating here is that if they receive that person's identity, their IP address, if they receive them in a malevolent manner, they possibly broke the law. And that would really solidify their organization as a vindictive fake news source who can't handle criticism, that has to lash out, that has to get even because their ratings are failing, because people see through them and see through their biased falsities. At issue was a graph in the story that explained why CNN was withholding the man's identity. Because he's a private citizen who has issued an extensive statement of apology, showed his remorse by saying he has taken down all of his offending posts, and because he said he's not going to repeat this ugly behavior on social media again. But the controversy arose with a sentence that followed. CNN reserves the right to publish his identity should any of that change. I wonder what they told the kid. We know who you are. If you do this again, we will expose you to everyone. Everyone will know you are a racist. Because there are a lot of keyboard warriors out there who want to stay hidden, who want to stay anonymous, that want to do racial slurs, want to attack people. I'm not saying it's right, but that's what the internet is there for. People can be whomever they want, be however racist they want, and get away with it because nobody knows who they are. So whatever else this kid does, maybe it's racist comments, maybe it's this, maybe in that, what CNN is doing here, they're inciting fear in the kid, that kid and his work, his memes, his video editing will be exposed to everyone. And his image of possibly a good, honest kid in real life will be interpreted as a racist and a bigot. So in essence, they are manipulating the kid's actions by using fear, which is the definition of terrorism. Now, I won't really go down that road, but it can also be construed that way, and that is very interesting to note. That is very important to note. At one end of the outrage spectrum were Cruz, Julian Assange, and other pundits who were tweeting the hashtag CNN Blackmail to suggest that CNN's actions amounted to a threat to expose one's private information known as doxing. Ted Cruz, Twitter. Another relevant criminal law, New York, subsection 135.60, a person is guilty of coercion in a second degree when he, induces a person, Julian Assange said, a multi-billion-dollar TV network blackmailing a private citizen into not making funny videos about it is not journalism. CNN Blackmail. Jack Murphy says, CNN claims to be fighting for the First Amendment. CNN blackmails people who don't agree with them. That is imperative. That is a very good point. They preach for the First Amendment. Yet during the election, they said that if you had any WikiLeaks material, that you are violating the law. And that the only way to hear or read WikiLeaks is through media sources. Chris Cuomo said that. I think that was considered the fake news of the century. Definitely a fake news of the decade. That you cannot read WikiLeaks material at all. Instead, you have to hear it from us and listen to how we spin it, how we narrate that for you so you understand it fully. I think they really shot themselves in the foot there, just like they do now. They are shooting themselves in the foot now. But for the most part, I think that is it. I really question CNN. This is almost like a suicidal maneuver on their part. It's almost like they want to destroy their whatever legacy they have left, to destroy whatever credibility they have left. Their ratings are dropping. People are seeing through their lies, and the futility of them coming back for as a high-rated media organization is probably less than 5%. They're not coming back, and they are only making things worse. And I'm done.